you today. The table is set your way. Sit down and have your say. Bon appetit.
Welcome to the Potluck Webcast with Master Chef Warren L. Booker Jr. Hello, people. This is Warren L. Booker Jr. Thank you so much. We have reached 100 subscribers. Actually, as of today, it's 149. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's keep it going. Good day, Potluckers. It's your boy, Warren L. Booker Jr. Here for another episode of the soon-to-be internationally known webcast entitled The Potluck. Before we get started, I want you to like, tag, and share this video. As you can see in the background, I have my beautiful, illustrious, futuristic town and city that I believe will grow beyond measure. And it's a place that I love. It's a place that I respect. It's the father to where I grew up in Packingtown. And there are some things that have been going on that I don't like, some things that I have noticed, and I just want to speak on it. Not to bash anyone, because I know people in leadership. I never agree with every decision that anybody makes. You can ask my daddy that. Sometimes I don't even agree with me, because we have difference of opinions, and sometimes we don't make the best decisions. Sometimes we're in compromising positions, and we have to make certain decisions. But I am so tired of the crab in the bucket mentality of people focusing on what has passed and have no solution whatsoever in mind. That's what's expected of us. It's called deflection. You focus on pointing fingers and so on and so forth. And meanwhile, people are working in the background while you're focusing on the wrong thing. Now, I will say before I start and I delve in, I'm supposed to have some guests. I made this open to anyone. If you would like to join the platform today, if you go to my page, a few posts underneath this, I have posted the link, and you just click it. It'll have you backstage, and I can add you in if you want to comment on anything. And with that being said, in true Potluck fashion, I always start off with the appetizer. And today's appetizer is as follows. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal. Again, if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal. The goal for my city is business, industry, growth, revitalization. And unfortunately, that has not been taking place. And before someone decides to throw shade and say, well, you don't live there. No, I don't. Why did you leave? Because I wanted to. But I have family that lives there. I have a niece and nephew that are growing up there. Most of the people that I love are there in the city. And I love Pine Bluff. I love my city. I love Packingtown. And there's evidence to show that by the things that I do for free, and the way that I present myself. And I always represent Packingtown, Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and all of the great things that I do. The only time you will hear me say that I'm from Mableville or I'm from Little Rock if it's a Little Rock event. And sometimes I still say, I'm from Pine Bluff, but I live in Mableville. So I am Pine Bluff proud, always will be, and nothing's going to change that. Second thing, we're having two appetizers today. Plan your work and work your plan. Plan your work and work your plan. And with that being said, there have been plans. The question is, did they work? Did they work? is the question. Did your plans work? Now, today, our featured menu item, and I see you in there, Priscilla. I'll let you in here in a minute. And also, if you have Summer's number, will you give her a call because she's supposed to be on here as well. So, our featured menu item today is Lesson Planning 101, My City, Pine Bluff. Now, on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, this came from the Deltaplex News. There was unofficial results that both the 5/8 cent go for it Pine Bluff tax and the 3/8 cent public safety tax has been defeated, meaning that it did not pass. Again, both the 5/8 cent go for it Pine Bluff and the 3/8 cent public safety taxes have been defeated, meaning that they did not pass. They did not go for it with it. It did not pass. So I'm minding my own business and scrolling through Facebook. All I see, what is your plan? Do you have a plan? NAACP, what you gonna do? What's your plan? Why are you gonna plan? We had a plan. It did. And I started to scratch my head. I'm gonna go ahead and add you in. Priscilla, can you hear me? I see you on mute. And also, you're more than welcome to join in on camera if you like to as well. If not, voice is fine. But I see that your camera is, I mean, I'm not your camera, but your mic is on mute. So if you would please unmute yourself so I can welcome you to the potluck table.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, and yourself?
I'm doing well. I'm trying to figure out how to use this. This is my first time. So
Okay.
yeah. But
I'll be back later. I have to go.
You have to. Are you talking? Hold on one second, y'all. I'm being unprofessional. I'm live. You'll be back where?
Orange.
Yes.
I'm leaving the house.
Okay, we'll wait you.
I'll second time.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
hold
All
on.
right. All right. All right.
Okay.
All right, Priscilla. I can at least hear you, so that's fine. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, there you go. What's up? What's up? Not my classmate, but she's my schoolmate. We went to school together.
Yes. Are we the
Okay.
only ones here?
Huh?
Are we the only ones here?
We're the only ones here. Summer should be joining us soon, but I know the other day, I mean, a lot of people were talking, so I just want to create a platform so we can have a discussion, not an argument, but a discussion. And you can attest that's how you got on. I placed it on my public Facebook page so others could join us. We have Tiffany Jones that is joining us. Thank you so much, Tiffany Jones, for joining us. How you doing? Welcome to the potluck. I can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear you.
There you go.
Now we can. You did something and then went out again.
Okay, it just went to my car. I'm driving.
Okay. Well, first of all, I want you to be safe.
Yeah, I'm safe. That's the reason I did it while I was parked. While parked, we don't have any lights at our house.
Oh,
Yeah, the lights are out all over, like down Olive and everything. I saw
Yeah.
it.
mine were out this morning. Yeah, so I could definitely relate. So I don't know if you guys caught the opening of the appetizer, so on and so forth. So I'll kind of recap that since we have some people at the table with me. But as I was stating, our feature menu item today is Lesson Planet 101, My City, Pine Bluff. And I do claim ownership to Pine Bluff. I was born there. I was raised there. It made me. I graduated from there, from Pine Bluff High School, from UAPB. So Pine Bluff is throughout my veins. Wherever I go, I'm always representing Pine Bluff. And that's just that. Because I know my people, well, you don't even live here, so shut up. But I will not shut up because I have family there. I love my city. And I might just be back. You just never know. A lot of people leave Pine Bluff, go other places and struggle to come right back home. And that is okay. That is perfectly okay. So our appetizer today, again, is if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal. Our second appetizer is plan your work and work your plan. And the reason I want to go on this vein with planning is because after the Go Forward, Pine Bluff tax and the other tax did not pass, that's all I saw up and down the timeline and saying, what's your plan? Who got a plan? NAACP, what's your plan? What's your plan? Plan. And that is actually a trigger for a teacher because most teachers hate lesson plans. And we oftentimes we may have a lesson plan and we try with the students and it totally does not work. So with that being said, we all know that what we're here to talk about. So I just kind of want to hear your point of view, I guess, Priscilla, since you were here first. What is your point of view?
Don't come to me first.
Okay. How about you, Tiffany? What is your point of view about, I guess, the non-passing of the incentive or the go for it tax and so on and so forth, and or just the current past 6 years of experiencing go for it?
Well, I know. I always say. I mean, I was told knowledge is power, and it was a lot of ways you can use go for it to make it take advantage. I mean, for advantage of yourself. And I mean, but you had to know what to do. But yes, I do agree that it needs to be another plan, and I do agree that it did need to be revamped in some ways. I I have talked to several people since I made my statement on Facebook. My thing is, if you're gonna be against something, have a plan to replace it. Because I mean, you can't sit up here and be like, I'm against this, but you see your city is, I mean, our city, because it's our city, is
Mhm.
steady dying, and it was, I mean, you're going to have put a plan in place to build it back up to the glory. So you take away something, but you don't have a plan of what can replace it.
Okay, question for you: who are you referring to as to having a plan? That was a big question I had for people.
I mean, anybody could have had the plan. Like, for instance, NAACP and Ivan Woodfield was greatly against it.
Hmm.
And he used to sit on the city council and all that. He could have said, okay, go for it, Pine Bluff is not a good plan, but we can do this and that to replace the money that go for it, Pine Bluff, or it might be a little slower, but we can do this and that and get it done. Get more progress than what we have.
So you say he's formerly on the
He's
city
the
council
current president. He's
of
not
NAACP?
currently on the city council. From what I heard, he's supposed to be. Correct me if I'm wrong. He's supposed to be the president of the NAACP. Now that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is.
Oh, easy.
So the question that I have as it relates to that, and I do have an opinion, but I'm trying to be neutral in this situation. So, question: if he was to have a plan, would it be listened to? Because I watch the city council meetings.
Yes, I listen. I listen to any plan.
No, not
Like,
you, not you. The people, because I can have a plan, in my opinion, all day. But if I'm not in authority, will it be listened to?
and that is true.
Yeah. So, and then you mentioned about who is responsible for the knowledge. Like, I mean, you about educating people and stuff. I mean, who's responsible for giving that knowledge to the people so they'll know?
And that's true. And that's a lot of the problem too. A lot of
Hmm.
people don't know what's out here.
Hmm.
And it's like a secretive thing. And I was like, why is it so secretive?
Hmm.
We need to help. We need to help each other to grow.
I agree 100% because you kind of touched on it. A lot of people are saying that our city. Well, I made a post on someone's post stating that our city is on ICU, and then there was a reply that said our city is dead. And I mean, I can't say that I disagree with that, but I still think that
Hold on,
there's
can I
still a pulse
interrupt you
there.
for a minute? But I'm gonna say this. Yes, but I'm gonna say this. It's sad when I'm looking at Jeopardy and we a whole Jeopardy answer, and it was so depressing. And I can't not read what this answer said, but the answer. I mean, the question was, what is Pine Bluff? And Pine Bluff, Arkansas. And that was
Mhm.
sad, and that upset me because that is a syndicated program, and it's just saying, well, in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, well, it's dying. It's a dead city,
Wow,
and that's
wow,
upsetting.
that's very upsetting. I will have to search for that. But I've never heard that. I've never heard that. And that is real sad. And to hear something I loved and referred to as being dead, or almost in some instances made a joke of. I remember when Pine Bluff was booming. I remember coming from Packentown, going to town as we would call it, and we would go to Ames and J.C. Penney and all these different places. And to see now, it's just nothing is there. But what I'm seeing now, we're depending on I don't this one group's plan, and y'all, it's had time. It's had
And
time.
I mean,
I know it takes time for change, but for me, just looking, I ain't seen much until the end, until the last few weeks when you were pushing it. Now, I could be wrong, but
You're
I remember when the text passed, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna build this. I ain't seen much. It's taken seemed like 6 months to tear down a hotel where I had a roommate from a high school prom, the Bimbo Inn.
yes, and you know what? The reason it took so long is because they found a dead body in the one of the rooms.
I thought it was like a skeleton or something.
Yeah.
It was a skeleton. I think it was a skeleton they found
Oh,
in one of the rooms, and then they stopped tearing it down.
But
mm-hmm.
there was a whole documentary. So I had enough time to do a whole documentary on that.
Yeah. Well, hey, I know.
Well,
Hi, Summer.
Hello, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Um,
How are
I had to literally get my car because I'm traveling right now. But nevertheless, I want to be on this particular live. Tiffany, you're my cousin, Warren, you're my best friend. Priscilla, I know you from Pine Bluff High. And the thing is, the subject matter that is at hand right now is that we're all, it seems like bickering, and at this point, we need to come together. And I know we all have ideas. We are educated. We all pretty much have a lot to say. My thing is, at the end of the day, I think somebody posed a question about the NAACP. What does NAACP have to do with people that we elected? I mean, seriously, I like I said, I'm not gonna say whether I was for it or against it, one way or the other. But I did talk to both sides. And to me, both sides did not have a plan. They were going to have to go, well, one was going to have to create a plan, and the other one didn't have a plan. They were going to actually have to go and create something. My thing is, I'm here, just as everyone else, educated, got things going on for ourselves, got things going on, but I love my city. Anybody that will tell you, I go to bat for my city. And my thing is, and I was sharing with someone that was with Go Forward, and I'm like I said, I'm not one way or the other. That it's people in my job that got so much, and it's just on my job. People that we Well, I can't even say that, but it's people in Palm Bluff that have money,
you?
serious money. If we knew what to invest in, and we knew how to go with the city, we can pull together and do the things that we need to do. But how do we do that? And we don't know the plan. Everything is being secretive. And one thing that I said to a person that I spoke with that was a part of Go For It Pine Bluff is that the transparency is needed. I need to know where my money going. I need to know where it's at. I need to know all of that. And it's not I need to know the plan. But when the plan is not plain, because to be honest, Pine Bluff is rated as one of the cities that is poor poverty, and we don't have a lot of people that can read. So you can't tell me to go to somewhere and have somebody to read that can't read the letter that I'm sending them. They're dealing with their livelihood. So at the end of the day, um, it was a lot of stuff that needed to just need. We needed plain language. We don't need you to tell us to go to City Hall or go to this place to try to figure something out. You can't even read the word stop. And I'm not downing everybody from Pine Bluff because there's people that can read, but how do I expect for somebody to really honestly understand what's really going on if they don't know what's on the paper? Like literally, like
So, question for you. With that being said, there seems to be, I guess, interpretation issue, a limited understanding of individuals. So, do you think that could be possibly by design?
Can you repeat one time? I'm sorry, I'm
Yeah,
on
you're
the
breaking up
highway. And
really bad. I really wish you could be stationary. Um, but do you think that that was by design?
I don't know about design. I think that's what I don't know if it's by design.
Okay.
I don't know. But the lack of um, education here, a lot of things here, I feel like you're pretty much horning in on that. Like people are not going to go and research. Researcher, you tell me something, I'm researching it. I don't care who you are. If you tell me, oh, I'm making $1,000 a year, guess what? Who gonna research it? Me. You tell me, oh, I went and bought a house in Dallas. I went and bought a house in Houston. Guess who gonna research it? Me. Tell you what you paid for, who you bought it for, and everything of that nature. So I tell people, be upfront plain language to people that plain language need to be too. And not saying it's all upon bluff, but quite naturally, we need to be more transparent. And when I was talking to her up saying being more transparent, they understood what I was saying. And that was the lack of communication between us, between the citizens of Pine Bluff and go forward. My thing is, everybody is harping on what is the plan. We didn't have a plan from the begin with. You had one at first, but now with this, if it went forward, we really have a plan. If it went the other way, which obviously the results show that it didn't pass. It may or may not be a plan. I don't know. Right now, we need to have faith. We need to pray, and we need to get.
Yeah. Okay. So she
I
got cut off. You have something to add, Priscilla?
I feel like I agree with what she's saying as far as the transparency. Because a lot of like what she was saying, a lot of people here don't really understand the wording. Like they're reading the wording, but
Hmm.
they don't really understand.
Right.
And then as the transparency is concerned, a lot of people here in Pine Bluff, they want to know from A to Z where their money is going, what is going, what you're gonna do here, what you're gonna do there. And then I think a lot of people did not. I think a lot of people may have voted no because they're thinking about the money, the tax.
Hmm.
A lot of people that I've talked to, they don't even talk about a plan or other things.
Hmm.
Their main concern is, well, the taxes and the money. They're taking the money. Where's the money going?
Hmm.
It's not even about like people will say a plan, but majority of the people will like, I'm not voting. I'm not voting yes for that because they didn't do nothing with the money. So it's not, that's all that a lot of people are just on the money issue. It's not even the other part of it.
Not a plan. Because there was, I guess it was presented to be a plan, but you really didn't see much of things that were done with it. And I can't say nothing. So I've heard people say nothing, and I can't rightfully say that. But as far as the main things that I remember seeing were two concerts that I actually attended.
Hmm.
And wow, that's cute, but millions of dollars don't,
The thing, this is how I feel as far as like, I know they're trying to, revitalize downtown,
Mhm.
but be honest, how many people here are going to spend a lot of downtown? Most people go downtown if they're going to the bank or they're going to the courthouse or business. A lot of people, they go downtown, but majority of us that live here, we don't go downtown. Like,
Yeah,
up on going downtown. We're gonna do this. We do. I don't know, and I think it's just as far as the plan. I think they probably mentioned or touched on some things that they were going to do, and so people took that and ran with it versus really digging into what they were going to do or what they say they were going to do.
got you. And my thing is, I know the times I've gone downtown, like to the block parties and stuff like that, I really enjoyed it. And actually, I think about it when I go to Memphis or when I go to other cities, I like going to the downtown area. So I really think that it can be revitalized because I even have a vision of a business that I would love to see uh,
Mm-hmm.
downtown. But and I know again things are not instant. I know they're not. It takes time to turn around some things, but I just don't think. And this is me on the outside looking in. It wasn't quick enough for a lot of the citizens, and it only seemed as if certain people were benefiting from this plan. I think that's the issue they had, but everyone collectively was paying for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm my
Okay.
phone had dead. I had to come and get it back like it needed to be. But what I was stating, and I'm sorry that I got actually disconnected. Um, my thing is that I really just wish that we would come together. Period. Whether it passed or it didn't pass. At this point, we need to, as
Uh-oh.
Summer, I think you're connected to your car. We
Well, we
keep
can't
hearing
hear
he technically is
you.
there for our civil rights. Why would we be asking the NAACP where are your plans? That's not how that goes. And I don't know what government um, class you took, but the NAACP does not have. They're not executing a plan, you guys. So I think that all of us that are, I understand that a lot of people were saying, well, they were more against it or whatever the case may be. That's a group that is rallying behind the civil rights of what they see going on. And my thing is, at the end of the day, we have to take accountability as citizens of Pine Bluff to say we missed the mark as well. A lot of stuff we should have demanded with Go For It Pine Bluff and also with just NAACP, demanded that they tell us what you're exactly talking about from both sides.
Can I interrupt you real quick? Because you were, I think it went cut out. You were asking, saying the NAACP is pretty much for civil rights, and why were people asking about that? And looking at it from the other side, I think what they were trying to say is that there was a campaign that was created that were really, really vocal and they were influential. But in my opinion, that's still not their responsibility. I have influence. You have influence. Tiffany has influence. Priscilla has influence. We all have influence. But just because I am against something or have influence does not necessarily mean that it's my responsibility to do what someone else is appointed or paid to do. And that's just my
Paid to do. And that's it. And my dream or my vision is to have both sides of this NAACP that everybody's saying went against it, whether it's Go For Pine Bluff, whatever the case may be. My thing is at the end of the day to have everybody come together as one, and let's create a plan. If neither side had a plan, let's create one. I love my city. I really do. As you guys know, this is my 15th year being on my job. I love serving the community. I love serving others. And my thing is, and people will tell you, if you talk about Pine Bluff, I'm going hard for Pine Bluff. I'm going ham. And that's how I am.
Hold up. Are you going hard for Pine Bluff or Pine Bluff? That's a difference.
Pine Bluff.
Okay.
According to Mr. Carlott, it's not Pine Bluff. It's Pine Bluff. And my thing is, I've been seeing a lot on the pages when I have downtime, and it's like all of us that tend to be a little bit more on the opinionated side and educated side. It's like we're butting heads, but if we can just come together and present a solution or ideas, a lot of us have lived, or a lot of people that's talking has lived outside of Pine Bluff before. A lot of people are back. Bring those ideas, bring and present it. And if they do or they don't, at least you presented it. You try to you try all that you can do to present something, and even if it doesn't pan out like you want to, at least you did all that you could. And my thing is, I don't want to be on here looking at people arguing and we did this and we did that. No, let's do a roundtable discussion or something, and try to say, okay, it didn't pass. It may pass in the future. We don't know. But this is what we want to see, a lot of transparency. Let me know that the project is not going to go forth. Let me know that the hotel is not really concrete. It's a if. And if was a fifth, according to some elderly people that I know, if it was a fifth, we'll all be drunk.
Preach. Yeah.
So let's stop the bickering, the backbiting, and all of us that have ideas, that have seen things outside of Pine Bluff and what Pine Bluff can be. Let us get together and come up with an idea and present it.
Yeah.
And whether they go for it or not, it's fine. But it should have been a plan whether the text passed, and it should have been a plan if it didn't.
That's
So
what I
right
was
now,
saying. You have a plan A and you have a plan B. And you mentioned about Pine Bluff, people from Pine Bluff doing things. People from Pine Bluff, we travel other places. I mean, like you, for example, you're in Little Rock more than I am, and I live here.
Sure,
So it's
I'm in
not,
Little Rock, all across everywhere. I'm in Dallas.
yeah.
I am in Houston. I am in Mexico. I'm wherever that I choose to be, because I have fought to do that. But nevertheless, it you guys,
Yeah. Well, I said that to say is that the people from Pine Bluff, and including you, we will pay to do things. We want to do things. We are experienced people, and if it could be at home, we would definitely appreciate that. And it makes people want to come back. Just like with the casino. Never since I've been living here for however long, since 2006, has I had have I had anybody say, "Hey Warren, hey, ride down the Pine Bluff with me." Not until the casino came.
that's
So
right.
people will come. We just have to have something for them to come to. We want to enjoy. We know how to live. We have talent. We have great people that have come from our city, but we just need
yeah,
to have the resources.
yeah. And like I said, I don't want to see the bickering that I am currently seeing. And I try to stay off a lot of stuff, but then some stuff my spirit won't allow me to
Mhm.
stay off of. It tells me to just respond. But and I had shared with you, I said there's some stuff that I just want to say, but I can't say. But at this point, we need to come up with something, and the city needs to come up with something. It's not for me to do as an individual citizen here. It's for the people that I elected to think and to use their analytical thinking skills, and planning, um, to do the things that we need to have done. And like I said, I appreciate Tiffany, which is actually my cousin, Priscilla, which is a Zebra Nation, um,
Girl, you know we go back to St. Peter's.
person. Yeah, we go always at the St. Peter's.
Girl, you know my
I appreciate them
Yeah.
taking their time to
Yeah.
collaborate on this issue. Like I said, I just want to see us flourish, and I'm not one of the young educated ones that want to run. I want to see us flourish, and and a lot of times, we don't need to sit at the table. I could be the backdrop. It's fine with me,
Mhm.
long as I see stuff moving forward. And my thing is, and I'm gonna share this. I waited, I'm gonna say 6 or 7 years to get the phone call that I finally got after 6 or 7 years, um, to express myself. And the thing is, it shouldn't have been that long for me and I'm here, and I'm very involved, I'm very vocal. For me to even hear from people that are very much so involved in the process. My
Mhm.
thing is, and I know it will more than likely back on the table like anything else. But come up with the plan, come up with the transparency that's needed, for people to have, so it wouldn't be a guess if I am for or if I'm against. Had a lot of things been what we saw with our own eyes, especially these big brown ones, it would not have been um, a question. It would not have been a question. It wouldn't have been where somebody have to explain to me, one way or the other. It would have been a no brainer. And so we want to have things in place where it's a no brainer. It's not where I have to guess and have to rally behind this person or rally behind this person. It should be in plain language.
And I know
They,
this because we've tossed the word plan around quite a bit. And I know that if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. We've had plans, but the plan is just that. If there's no execution, and that's what I'm not seeing. If there's no action, you have a plan, but you're not doing nothing about it. If I plan to get off the couch, but I never raise my back and put my feet on the ground, I have a plan, but I'm not doing anything to bring that plan to fruition. And that's what I've witnessed. There have been things on paper, but where is the action? Where are the results? And I think with the money that you were talking about, Priscilla, I think that's an issue. And again, people talking about, well, what's your plan? What's your plan? In my opinion, it's not NAACP plan. We pay people to have plans and to not just have plans, but to execute it. Sometimes if a person is in a bad relationship or if you're in a fiery pit, your plan is to get up out of it. And when you get up out of that, then you'll figure the rest out and be able to move forward. So I really want to be solution based to know what the solution is. We bickered and I've written dissertations since Tuesday on posts. But my thing is, what is the solution? What is next? We can plan all day, but where is the action? We're educated, and some people are not educated. Some stuff don't require education that's going on. It requires common sense. If some ain't working, if you taking my money and you ain't doing nothing, I'm gonna stop giving it to you. To me, I could have a kindergarten education and know that that doesn't make sense. And that's just my 2 cents. Tiffany, you've been quiet. Let us hear from you. Tiffany Jones. Tiffany, can you hear us?
Hold up.
Disconnect.
I really cannot hear y'all because y'all breaking up because of the area that I'm in.
Okay. Okay.
But I
We can.
agree with Summer and what Summer had to say.
Okay. And another thing, because
We
I think
need to get
sometimes,
together and come up with a plan.
okay. So question, is the city hall set up where people can come or something outside of that, where a committee can be planned of like community leaders, just civilians that are not elected officials, can come up with something where they can share ideas and plans and it's actually listened to and considered? Or is it like with the open forum where I can come up there and pour out my heart and you say, okay, thank you. You have 1 minute, you have 2 minutes, thank you, and nothing ever happens.
Now
I,
that I don't know. To be
I,
honest with you, I have not effectively participated in a lot of stuff. You know, because I have my mom and my dad that are 85 and one is about to be 84. So a lot of stuff I have restrained from because of the COVID restrictions. However, just like we're on here, we could have
Mhm.
been on these type of meetings from day one. And my thing is, I think that a lot of us that are opinionated and that have seen seen the success of other cities outside of Pine Bluff that travel a lot, such as myself, um, and don't just visit for the weekend. We visit for weeks and it'd be 5 and 6 day trips and all of that stuff. We know exactly, or we have spent the summer different places like I did when I was younger, when my one of my sisters had her first child. I would go and spend summers in Dallas. And so, therefore, a lot of us have been different places or had the opportunity to live different places. So we know what we want to see. The
Mhm.
thing is executing the communication of what is needed and what we want to see. My thing is, at the end of the day, whether you were for or against, it passed as everybody being against, or the majority being
Right.
against. The majority rules. And so now, if you have ideas, I think um, it would be very beneficial for you to express that with whomever it is that's in charge. N- Needless to say, who the people that we're saying is in charge is people that we have elected at this point. It's not a go forward thing right now. It's back in the hands, or it will be back in the hands of the people that we elected. So I think if us as citizens voice our opinions and at least present it, at least you presented it and you've done all you can. Uh, I just, like I said, y'all do not know how much I love my city. I expressed it. I expressed it through family. I expressed it through friends. I express it through however I can. Um, but just expressing and not being about business is two different things. Like I said, I was wanting to be a part of planning and wanting to be a part of giving those ideas, but was not afforded the opportunity. Like I said, it's people with a lot of grand ideas, but don't walk the walk. And a lot of us want to walk the walk. We want to see it grow. And I'm surprised that some people are not on here that has a lot of opinions and a lot of critiques. And like I said, we're not critiquing any part of go forward or the other side. What we're saying is that we we want to see change, and a lot of it is that y'all. I don't know if y'all know, but prayer changes a lot of things, and we can pray all we want, but God requires action as well. I can pray that everything works out and blah blah blah, but it's the action that needs to take place that makes the difference. And like I said, whether you voted for it or not, right now at this present moment, not saying what it will be in the future, we need to come together for what's going on now. What's going on now? And like I said, I've spoken to both sides. And when I'm saying both sides, I've spoken to someone from Go For It Pine Bluff. I've spoken with someone. I've spoken to a couple with people from the NAACP in the last week or so. And my thing is that okay, we knew that it was going to be a yes or a no for this. But what's the plan? What is the plan now from the elected people? Because you knew that it could have been a possibility for the lack of uh, communication, for the lack of things that have been completed, that it could have been a no. So now we want to know what is the plan on this other side of it.
Question: do you think people were shocked that it didn't pass?
I think a lot of people may have been shocked because a lot of us, our hearts go out for the city of Pine Bluff. A lot of us could have, yeah, I think a lot of people were shocked. Honestly, I was shocked.
Yes.
I'm just going to be honest with everyone. I was shocked. I just knew that regardless of what our problems were, that it probably was going to go through, regardless if you liked it or not. And when it didn't, yeah, I was shocked. I thought we had more, honestly, I thought Pine Bluff had more people that would pull forward just because of the dream and the aspiration in our minds. Not not nothing that we have actually seen, but the dreams and I want to go to rooftops where I don't have to go to Little Rock or Dallas. I want to go to different places, and it's not about the entertainment all the way, but you have to have something in place for people to want to come here.
Right.
And I understand people saying, "Oh, the when you think of the piece on jobs coming," but who want to come to somewhere where you don't have nothing actually to do?
Right.
And you talk about a dream.
And
You talk about a dream, and that makes me think. I keep thinking of this about a relationship. Sometimes people remain in unhealthy relationships
Yes,
because
we do.
one day it's gonna get better. One day he's gonna stop beating me. One day he's gonna get a job. And next thing you look, it's 30 years later, and it hasn't happened because you haven't done things to make it happen. So, and I really think that this same thing kind of applies to this situation. You can't fall
It
in love
does.
if
Does.
if you're not executing. I've been given deadlines in relationships before. I've been told by a chick, if you're
Oh, I
not
know.
by my birthday, it's over.
Yes,
Yeah.
I
So
know.
I think everything should
well,
have a goal or a deadline. Tiffany, Priscilla, somebody else, because I know me and Summer and I, we've kind of had monologues.
Now,
yeah, I know. I just got mobile, y'all.
Okay.
I'm still. But I agree with everything Summer said.
I
I felt devastated because of the fact that it didn't pass. It was working. I'm not even gonna tell my age in all the years, and I'm older than you and Summer.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. But all my years, I was here when Crest used to be here.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know. Do y'all two remember that?
No, we don't. You're a little older.
I don't remember.
Yes, I was
Chris.
here when
Sorry.
Crest was here. And I remember going to get peanuts and candy from Crest. I mean, it's just, I guess a lot of people just disagree, and we need leadership. And it's going to take time for us to get that strong leadership that agree, that will work together to progress our city, to grow our city the way it needs to grow.
So are
Okay.
you saying that
And
we don't have that
the
leadership now?
casino was just one step.
Do you feel as if
I
we have
didn't hear you.
do you feel as if we have that leadership now to move the city forward?
I'm gonna say yay and nay, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna say nay. You still, I mean, it's just like weed in the wheat in the Bible. You got to weed the weeds from the wheat. We still weeding the weeds from the wheat,
Hmm.
and I don't think the leadership at this present time is strong enough to really just, hey, we can do this and just be in place, because we have to get ready for people to change, people to retire. I don't think the leadership is strong enough yet. Do I think it's gonna get there? Yes, I do.
Okay.
And sometimes it's time for. Sometimes we just gonna have to deal with change. A lot of people can't deal with change either,
Hmm.
but we have to deal with change in order to grow.
It's true. And you have growing pains.
And
Okay, so now with that being said, the change now is that the city or the people that actually voted, they voted against it, against the tax being passed, and we understand that. So now we have to adopt the change. I think a lot of us that, like I said, are opinionated and are for our city, and the R is for the city. Like mine, like I said, I love my city. People will tell you I would go to bat for Pine Bluff, especially Pine Bluff High, Pine Bluff Nation. Everybody know who you know how I am when it comes to that. Especially class of 1999. Um, you know, you just have to come out of the woodworks for that. But nevertheless, that's neither here nor there. Um, like I said, it didn't pass. So my thing is, I want all of us to come together that's from uh, one side or the other, and if we could have a roundtable discussion and present our idea, it doesn't hurt
Mhm.
to present what your idea is for the city, whether they take heed to it or not. We don't just need to be on. Like I said, I've been seeing so many posts where we're going after each other. And it's a lot of us that a lot of us know each other, and a lot of us have grew up with each other. And if we can just say, hey, we know that this may not be the city's plan, but this is an idea. And if it doesn't go, then take it as if it just didn't go. But it was just so much that I had been seeing, and I'm not gonna say I had sleepless nights, but I had a lot of thoughts,
Hmm.
and I just said if we could just come together on one accord,
Mhm.
Yeah. That,
with all these ideas. I know I see Big Nate, I see Priscilla, I see Warren, I see you, I see a whole bunch of people that's opinionated. But if we can just get together and collaborate and present it to the powers there be, maybe they may listen, and it may be that a lot of citizens will back whatever it is that may uh, have been may have been thought of. So we're not bashing one way or the other, whether it passed or whether it's not. I'm not one of those people that, oh, it passed, ooh, or it didn't pass, ooh, ooh. What I'm saying is that now we're at this state that it did not pass. Now what? And now what comes into the place of the people that have been elected to do this job?
So I have a question.
okay.
So go
Yes,
forward.
ma'am.
They say anything? Cause unless I miss it, they say anything or have any plans if it okay, what if it didn't pass? What are we going to do? Because I did hear Ryan say something about now since it didn't pass, they're gonna try to be more transparent with what they're doing, which I feel like they should have did that at the beginning. Because a lot of people did not go to vote at all because they just are not They really don't know what they're voting yes or no for. So a lot of people didn't vote. That's why you probably had the low numbers that you had, because people are not really educated on actually what they're, what they're doing. And since it didn't pass, okay, what type of plan are they going to do now since it didn't pass? Like, have they said anything? Like, I hadn't heard anything. All I heard was he's going to try to be more transparent about the things that they're going to do with the time that they have left. So,
I have
Okay, so with that being said, I I had the opportunity to speak to some people from Go Forward, and my thing is, I think my problem was, and I was very um, vocal. Everybody knows that I'm a straight shooter. It is what it is. That the transparency, whether we were going to get the hotel, whether we were going to get whatever, needed to be done. If we weren't going to get it, it was a roadblock. We don't care. Just let us know. That's just
right,
like in a general relationship. Let me know what the problem is. Let me know what's going on. Let me
mhm.
see if I can fix it. If I can't, let's move on. It's not going to work. And so at the end of the day, when it comes to that, the transparency piece that I hear and that you just referenced needed to be from day one. It wasn't, and
that's what.
they obviously agree with that. But like I said, a lot of things be voted on, go away, come back. So my thing is, um, just say what it is, and that's it. We can either accept it or not. If I know that a hotel is not coming, and it's if, and like I said, if the old saying says, if was a fifth, we'll all be drunk. Let us know. Just say, hey, we hit a roadblock.
And
We
I,
don't know. We're kind of like, and and I'm not just saying a hotel, just anything.
mm-hmm.
Um, just let us know. Just speak plain language to people that
What,
plain language. Not saying we're dumb or anything else need to be spoken to.
right.
Because I'm one that plain language got to be spoken to. I'm not dumb or anything, but you have to just tell me exactly what it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
a summer. Right now, your whatever car you got now ain't just going. It's not working. You probably need to go and get another one
Right. And I think that's what
because of this, that, and the third.
they want to be told exactly. Okay, well, we tried to do this and it's not gonna work, so let's do this. But it doesn't work. They don't say anything, so people
That's
are.
not good.
And I think that's what the issue is. And then they talked about, well, we held meetings. Well, some of the times that y'all held meetings, okay, it was in the middle of COVID. People are not going to show up because of that.
Hmm.
And some of the times were inconvenient for a lot of people. And the first thing they say was nobody came to the meeting. Well, you have to look at the situation as to why nobody came. And everybody's not on Facebook, which everybody think everybody is, but they're not,
Yeah,
or they are, but they're not tech savvy to be like, let me log into live and listen. You know.
because
So
you'll never reach everyone,
Yeah,
but you should be able to reach the majority. There are enough people who are tech savvy enough in Pine Bluff to make
right.
it available, even if it's not Facebook. Do it via Zoom. Go
Mhm.
to your web page and have a thing where I can click and go live. So yeah, that
Right.
that it needs to be available and accessible. Now we do have a question from a viewer that stated, "Do you think a general community involvement and economic development training campaign targeted at citizens could help all sides better understand the power of collectively working together. Focus on involvement for citizens and communication from leaders. Maybe a year of concentrated education would help improve the situation." So to me, that was a question, but it's also a solution as well. And I would say yes to it all. I think about Little Rock here, how it's like a civilian committee or community committee that actually are involved from different walks of life, young, old, millennials, Gen Z, Gen X, and they meet with our elected officials and tell things they want to see in the city and their point of views. And I think that that would definitely be helpful. So my response to that would be yes. What are y'all thoughts about that?
I agree, because people need to be a little bit more
Lee Meadows. I think that was a.
yeah.
Go ahead, Priscilla. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead,
Go
honey.
ahead, Priscilla.
No, I
D Meadows, that was great, and I do agree.
mhm. And I think that that is a good thing because a lot of people are not really educated on what go forward. They just thinking about the tax and the money. They don't really know in depth as to what they're going to do or what they're supposed to be doing.
And y'all, if I'm to be honest, when I think about what I have seen, the only thing that I can think of are the concerts.
Right.
I'm honestly speaking, as far as what I see now, I remember other plans about the hotel, and Palm Bluff can be booming. We have the university, their homecoming. We probably spent $1 million at the hotel when it was open. So
Right.
we have the people that are willing, that are capable, who come in, but we just have to have the people that, and we have to have the things in place for them to spend their money. I'm sorry, it's about money, and from what I'm seeing, it seems to be a select few that are benefiting from the monies that are being filtered throughout the city. It's
Yes.
not collective, but everybody is paying for it. But as far as reaping the benefits, it's not collective. We
Mhm.
have the potential, but potential is just potential. There are a lot of people in prison that have potential, but it's not being applied. So,
Mhm.
so one solution, because I'm solution based, is that maybe forming the city officials form a committee of civilian people from different walks of life, all generations, where they are able to come to a meeting. You listen to me, and not just listen to me. Have a plan to possibly implement the things that I'm considering, because I hate to waste my time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pour my heart out and come up with a darn plan. I want it to be at least considered,
Mhm.
not just to say, "Oh, you have 1 minute. Thank you for your time." I
Right.
hate those open forums like at City Hall and at school board meetings. They just listen, but there's no action. Again, that goes back to having a plan is one thing, but applying something is definitely totally different.
Mhm.
And Toyota made a statement, and Toyota states that you can move any direction as long as it's forward. And my question is, are we moving forward? That was the whole initiative of go forward, Palm Bluff. But did we go forward? Did we even move?
Mhm.
So that's just something to think about. Those are kind of rhetorical questions because I know I have relationships with people on city council. I have relationships with people on Go Forward. It's not a personal attack, but I never agree with everything that everybody thinks or says. Me and Summer don't always agree, and that's fine. And if we're disagreeing, that's
Oh,
not an
we don't.
argument. Yeah, this is not an argument. We just don't agree, and we can agree to disagree or
It's a
cuss
it's a disagreement.
each other and just keep it on moving. But just because I disagree with you does not mean that you have to bash me and go online and make fun. I mean, I think a lot of people are childish.
Right.
And it's like, just grow up. Oh, you hit me, I'm gonna hit you back. You
And
go low, I'm gonna go lower. I'm gonna go to hell.
yeah.
And then you lose focus. And now I'm mad at you, you're mad at me, and nothing actually happened. So I, it hurts me when people say our city is dead. But when I look at it and look at the reality, it's a struggle.
Mhm.
But our people of faith. Then Jesus raised Lazarus from the dead. We got 555,000 churches in Pablo. Come on, religious people. The city can be revived. It
Mhm.
can be revived. You
It
have people there that are well and capable. You have the monies that are there. People work at banks and they know people are making money, but we have to have something to invest in.
Mhm.
And the casino didn't come there for nothing. People are not buying properties in certain areas that we consider the ghetto for nothing. They know the plan that we're not including, and they want to buy that property for a little or nothing. They can reap the benefits and or sell it. When they say they'll sell it for thousands. When the plan that we don't know about comes to fruition, it's
Yeah.
it's business.
Right. Well, you guys, um, um, I think one of our biggest things is, um, like I said, communication, and that's with a lot of things. And once we can actually communicate and be honest, then that's where the healing of people that um, may have thought they were deceived or whatever by whatever plan can take place. And we're just, I can say me, I can't say you guys. I'm just trying to see something better for my city. I'm trying not to cry, but I just want to see something better for our city. And anything that I can do, whoever is looking at this, that I can do or get some people together to invest or whatever the case may be, just let us know. You know, it's just hard to um, just know that we're bickering and stuff and um, showing who we really are and everything on social media. And social media is just exactly what it is.
Hmm.
Right.
Um, but I guarantee you get some of us together that have ideas, such as all the people that's involved and have a heart for the city.
Hmm.
It would be better. Like I said, people know how I feel about my city. Everywhere, I don't care where you are. I'm going all the way in for Pine Bluff.
Hmm.
Um, I've sacrificed a lot to make sure even my class continue on the path that they are. Warren has, Jason Bradley has, Tyrone, rest his soul, has, Big D, Sunita Gurley, different people of that nature. Um, we sacrifice to make sure that we're still. I'm sorry, you guys. Y'all probably hearing a noise in the background, but we are sacrificed to make sure that we're even together on that spectrum. So just imagine how we would be if we all came together and with our thought process and really executed it instead of just being somebody that's saying something. We don't need the person just saying what this and what that. We need the people that's actually um, wanting to be involved and wanting to actually see the city grow. I'm here, and as of now, summer ain't going nowhere. And even if I went somewhere, I'm not going nowhere. My mom and dad is 85, and one about to be 84,
Mm-hmm.
and I got plenty of sisters, brothers, cousins. I'll probably have 15 kids apiece, but we're all here, and we
Yeah,
want to see the city. We want to see the
Yeah,
city grow.
yeah. And I agree with the
and that's true, Summer.
yeah, and I agree with
That's true, Summer. I got. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you. I'm having technical difficulties, but
Mhm.
I
That's
agree
okay,
with
cousin.
Summer. I'm not going. I'm not going nowhere. I have a grandma and I have family here and about bucos of cousins.
Mhm.
Right.
And I feel the same way. I have left the city, but I ain't left the city. I still care for the city. I love the city. I represent the city everywhere I go, as I stated previously. And of course, I sometimes can be king petty, and I want to kind of go back just a little bit. I even had people posting like, "Y'all quiet now. Y'all ain't saying nothing now." I'm like, first of all, the election just ended.
Exactly.
Secondly, what do you want us to say? 990 boo boo? We shot the BB gun. Because to me, your voice, your vote speaks for you. That's your voice.
That's it. That's
Well,
all. It's
yeah,
vote.
yeah, your vote spoke for you. And even though
Right.
it's not the majority of the population of Pine Bluff, but I think it was a larger turnout than what some of the other elections have been. You can't make
Right.
vote. People don't have faith in voting because they've seen where people do what they want to do. So they say, what the use?
Yeah.
But this is my thing. My thumbs are tired. I'm tired of writing dissertations and not getting a doctorate behind it. When
A
I'm
thesis,
yeah,
dissertation, and theses. We already got what we need to have as
right,
far as our career go. But
yeah,
we're writing. Yeah, I'm not doing that. And like I said, I don't go back and forth with people
yeah,
because when you know yourself and you know what you're capable of doing to someone personally, you back away because then you let God do the rest. And so a lot of stuff I'm not commenting on. Like I said, whether you were for it or against it, I'm not going to really comment on it like that because then the defense mechanism in
hmm,
my flesh, this right here, comes in, and then it may not be the proper or professional way that it should be. So therefore, I tell people all of this energy that we have, all of us that's in this particular um, group of as far as our age, come together and let's talk.
and then let's come up with our thing. We're pretty much all on the same level. Let's
Mm,
write something up and give it to whomever it goes to, which is more than likely our elected officials,
yeah.
and then present it, whether it goes or not. They
Mhm,
have an idea about what people our age want to do,
mhm.
and as well as other people like get ideas and stuff. Because I don't expect for them to build Rome
In a,
over a day or so, but I do expect for it to be respect across the board. And what I have seen is disrespect
mhm.
across the board, whether you was for it or against it, and we shouldn't be that way. If we're so opinionated, bring it together and let's come up with a plan and present it to those that have the power to make stuff move. That's all I'm
Especially,
asking.
especially when the plan consisted of millions of dollars. I think that that's very important. And I said I wasn't going to do this, but I mean, this is out of love. You know, even though I'm not a citizen, don't mean I feel as if that don't mean I don't have say so or input. But if not, I have people that are there, and I'll speak through them. But hey, I challenge you, Nate Baker, Big. You have a voice. You have a platform. What's up, Deirdre Johnson? Love you. My prom, well, I was her high school prom date. Hey, what's up? Oscar Fuller, my cousin. What's up? Tiffany Jones. What's up? Let's form a forum. I think we're better united. And of course, I don't feel as if I was attacking anyone on Facebook. We may have disagreed. And my thing is, when I go back and forth with this, because I want you to understand, clearly you got to understand this, but I'm going to attack a person and talk about that person. That's
Mhm.
just not of my character. But I really do think that that could be a part of the solution. It's just coming together and coming up with a solution. Uh, if there's not a plan, let's help create one and execute it. And it's just simple as that. Um, and I see that we've lost most of our people, uh,
So,
but that's fine. I think that we've had a pretty good, healthy discussion. We ain't
Mhm.
cursed nobody out. We ain't argued. We may have agreed or disagreed, maybe even have changed one another's mind or see it from another point of view. And I think that the same thing can happen with the citizens of Pine Bluff. I don't think it takes a doctorate degree or a master's degree to understand the things that are going on. But there are people who are CFOs and understand finances and understand Roth IRAs and understand taxes and so on and so forth that that may could help have better knowledge. But my thing overall is what's next? And I
Mhm.
think it should be solution based. And those people that I named plus more. Shout out to Letitia Brunson, who is a millennial who is on the city council.
mhm,
That's a start. I've seen her doing some things as far as like spotlighting small businesses.
yeah,
Um, you know, that's something new, innovative that has not been done. That's impact. And I thank you for that. Not only because she acknowledged my aunt and uncle, but there were other people that Miss Margaret, different other people she spotlighted. And I think that is great. When people feel appreciated, they're more than willing to do more.
right,
So
exactly.
yeah,
I
I think that that's a good thing. City council is there for a reason. I don't think the city council was working for Go Forward. That was an addition. I don't know if that's what was happening, but we
but
have
I
a city council.
feel like they were. A lot of people feel like they
Yeah,
were because how things were presented. So
yeah.
that's
And I,
why people they need to educate a little bit more, be a little bit more because some people don't really understand the difference between the two.
the two. And I'll be honest, I watched some of the city hall
I
meetings.
watch all of the city
Yeah,
hall
and it was hard to tell who was in charge and who was running.
exactly.
So there have been some great plans. The Delta Blues complex, that's great. I already envision myself out there with my what's that? With my chair, my ice chest, as listening to music.
Right.
Um, I don't really care. I mean, it's just a procedure and a way to do things, but people let your egos go. I don't really care who the idea come from. It's a great idea. We have the funding. Let's
Yeah.
just make it happen.
I think the people are upset because they're upset because people voted no. And then if you tell
Hmm.
them no, then the first thing, well, why did you vote no? Do you have a plan? You should have voted yes.
And that's been the
I think
response.
that's the argument
Yeah,
because
you're right.
no, and because a person voted because I just read some of the comments that were on the post
Hmm.
and it was like they were upset mainly, if you just dig through all of it, mainly because a person voted no.
Yeah.
So since you voted no, why did you vote no? Do you have a plan? Do you have something that you would like to present? And I'm like, no, I just voted no because of the way I feel.
Yeah,
You know,
because the plan that was there don't seem to be a plan that or wasn't being executed. So I said no.
exactly.
So I get it, and actually, you vote privately. It should be, you could tell the person how you voted or not, but that's not any of their business. Uh,
Right.
but going back to my original appetizer, I have to pull it back up again. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal. And then secondly, plan your work and work your plan. If that's not happening, then it's time for something else. Because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. And I don't want my city to plan. I mean to fail. I'm sorry. Um, because it doesn't have to. It's too much potential, it's too much greatness. It's too many people who have either even gone places
Hmm.
and done better. I have gone just up the street and have done well. I had
Yeah.
to reestablish myself when I moved here because nobody didn't know who Warren Booker was. Other
Right.
people in Dallas and Texas, and we have famous people. We have professional. I mean, we have greatness.
Hmm.
And those people, if we build the city back up, they may be able to come back, even if not live, but to invest back in the city. But we don't see nothing going on. It's like, what am I going to invest in?
Exactly.
To see a return for an investment, and that's just business 101.
Hmm.
So I'm gonna see if Tiffany, if I can add it back in. I have pretty much said everything
Yes, you did.
that I have to say on my paper. People think I just be talking. I have papers. I tell them
You
notes. I
got,
take.
you got me to talking. I don't
Well,
really.
then I can
Yeah.
in and out. I was
Uh-oh.
in and out because of technical difficulties. I'm still in
Oh,
the dark.
okay.
So uh, but I agree with everything you say. My thing is we need to educate those. I felt like some politicians was playing on the ignorance of the people that was in poverty, because they was talking about the tax, that the people in poverty wouldn't benefit from the tax, this that. I understand that, but educate them about why this tax is not doing anything for Pablo. What is another plan to help those people that was in poverty to get out of poverty or
Hmm.
get to another place, or just come up with another plan in general? I
Mhm.
mean, I would have listened to anything for another plan. I always try. I'm not gonna say I am always open minded, but I try to be open minded at
Hmm.
all times, because I want to hear this point of view and this point of view, because things can change. But we need to grow Pine Bluff. And in order to grow Pine Bluff, we're gonna have to plant seeds and start watering it some type of way. We didn't plant the seed of go for Pine Bluff. We voted, it got voted out. Now we need another plan to replace it to try to grow some more.
Mhm. I'm just curious. Do y'all think that gentrification is taking place in Pine Bluff?
Excuse me, I didn't hear that question.
Gentrification is taking place in Palm Bluff, and I mean, and just for those that maybe listening and don't know what that is, typically a group or people come in and they purchase areas that are dilapidated or what some may consider the ghetto. They come in, they buy something or nothing, they fix it up, and then they make it so expensive that certain people who are the people who once lived there cannot,
Yes,
and they push them to
yes,
other areas.
yes,
Because
Yeah.
one program that I heard of
yes.
that's there,
The.
and they putting all the po folks in one spot.
Uh
It
huh.
sounds good, but they putting all the po folks in one spot. And I'm just like, it just made me think.
Let me say this. I'm gonna say this, and I know the perfect example because I just been witnessing. Like, okay, let's take this. It's a property management that has bought up a bunch of apartment complexes
Hmm.
Hmm.
and went up on the rent.
Yep.
Hmm.
That's one example. This land that they didn't tore down all these houses and stuff. People from out of state come and buy this land and sell it for three times more than what they bought it for. They
Mm.
don't come to clean it off or nothing. One piece of land that I was interested in buying, they said it was a walking trail in it, and it wasn't a walking trail nowhere near it.
Wow.
And they just buy up this land. And I'm like, okay, y'all could have sold it back to the people. Y'all could have built something and take somebody low rent housing for the property, or try to take something to help somebody get up, rent to own housing, something other than to sell it to somebody from out of state that really don't know the value of the land, really truly what the value of the land truly is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's just it happens all over. It's nothing new. I even think about here in Little Rock with the Ninth Street district, which was a booming district for blacks, and there were dentists and doctors' offices and all type of shops. And with urban renewal, they were saying that they were having to they were going to run Interstate 630. Is it
Yep.
630 through there? And it was eminent domain, so they had to sell their properties, and what they didn't sell, they burned down. And then we can see now to this day, 630 does not run down Ninth Street.
Nope.
So it's just, it's nothing
So
new.
don't.
Sometimes we call things differently, but we have in history, things repeat themselves. They call it something different, but it's the same thing. Just like in education, they may call it a Priscilla curriculum, but it's the same thing as a Tiffany curriculum. We're just calling it something different.
Mm.
So we have to keep our eyes open to be vigilant of that type of stuff as well. I encourage my people, hold on to your property. They've been trying to get back in town forever, but our folks are holding on, to our property because,
Yes, they are.
yeah, if you want it for a reason. You have a plan.
Yep.
And then
And
you know what? And speaking of Packatown, I was looking at the chart of Packatown, and it's like, and I see little businesses. I mean, little things that people buying up little properties, and it's just small amounts that are brought up. But the people of Packatown then pulled up and showed out, and those properties that were for sale, they didn't buy them.
hmm yeah, I've been threatened by a family member that I bet not sell our property,
Oh,
and she know what I'm talking. I've been threatened. And
yes.
if she dies, she's gonna come back from the grave. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. So yeah,
I
uh,
know who you're talking about.
she's probably watching now. Hey, I love you. I ain't gonna say no names, but you know who you are. Um, but I just think that if we pull together, come up with a solution, even though none of us are elected officials, but I still think as a citizen, you should have a voice. And if they will listen and take in consideration what has been done, then if it's for the betterment of the people, will be okay. I don't even care. Had situations where I presented an idea to someone, they stole the idea from me and turned around and introduced it to me as if it wasn't mine. But at the end of the day, something positive went forward because I'm not here for glory.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice if you pay homage to someone that gave you an idea. If not, but if the majority of the people can benefit from it, I'm okay with it. But something has to be done because a lot of people, their solution is they do a lot of talking, but they're seeking to leave Pine Bluff. They're seeking to move. That's their solution, is to move.
Yep.
So
Yep, and that's true.
They say that a lot.
And I mean,
yeah.
and then this is something else. We have a whole university here. We have HBCU, probably the biggest HBCU in Arkansas. We need to encourage those kids that come from out of state that's to stay. Show them a reason why they should help us grow Pine Bluff, why they should stay in Pine Bluff,
hmm
and help us grow into the community that we used to be, and
Mm-hmm.
continue to grow.
And I know.
Because these kids get their degrees, and they be like, okay, we going home, or we're going to Memphis, or some people try to go to New Orleans, Houston. Most of them go to Dallas,
Yeah.
but show them, hey, give them a reason to stay here.
Yeah. And Dallas should
Now
be
I
full.
know it was.
That should be full.
Dallas should be full by now. I go to Dallas and it's like I'm in Little Rock or Pine Bluff.
Yeah,
It's so
you run
they,
into.
everybody, they should be full by now. And Tiffany, speaking to that, I mean, I off the top of my head, I do know some, but one or two doesn't account for the number of people at UPB. But like my fraternity brother Cornelius Talley, he stayed. John Proctor, aka Dr. Black, he stayed. It's a lot of people who went to school and have stayed in the city. He even ran for the city council. So there are some, and I definitely agree there could and should be more if there are opportunities there to be offered. people will say, we just want to live a good life.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That is it. And we deserve that. We work hard, let's play hard and be about the business. We're gonna put the money back in the city.
Mm-hmm. If we got
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna put it back in the city. And it don't all need to be spent at the casino. Give us something else to do. Because all they get from me is $20.
they gonna
I know it.
That's it. I don't have faith in that area. Yeah. So that's all that I have, people. My plate is empty. Literally, I was sitting here being country eating. Ooh.
what is wrong with that plate? Oh my
Well,
god.
it's green screen. It's hot sauce, and I guess the hot sauce is reading as.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I had some popcorn with hot sauce on it because I was hungry.
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah, my plate is empty. That's all that I have. Do you have anything, Priscilla? Do you have anything else, Tiffany?
I do not.
But I don't right now. Like I said, I was having technical difficulty. I think Summer said everything I want to say in the first
Okay,
place.
okay. So
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm willing to have another forum. I'm willing to meet with people in person. The names that I mentioned, I'm willing to, like,
I wish they were here because they
yeah,
really
yeah,
Let's see, can we get it going? Can we get this forum going? I mean, we can meet at a place and
yeah. It could be in
just
person. Yeah.
talk.
Yeah, it could be in person. Again, the invitation was extended, to come to the potluck table. People got stuff to do. I mean, it's Thursday. You getting ready for Friday Eve. So, it's even no shade with that. But I think there are conversations that need to be had. Not only conversations, but actions and plans that are executed. And man, let's move this thing forward. Let's move this thing forward. This is not a personal attack on anyone. The people in the positions that we speak of, I know them personally. I love them. They've been supporters of me. No shade. Um, but it is what it is. We have to, make it do what it do. Like, I even with my students, I love you, but if you're not doing what you need to do, I'm gonna have to put some heat under you so you can reach your maximum potential. So that's what we're asking. That's what I'm asking, that you reach your maximum potential because you're in a position to change the city. If you're not going to change the people, you're going to change the people. I think that's what should happen. That's just fair. So with that being said, that's all that I have. Referencing our appetizer, it's going to be dessert as well. If the plan doesn't work, change the plan, not the goal, because our goal is to grow our city, to grow a better Pine Bluff. So let's just make that happen. So if there's nothing else to be said, that's all that I have. I am Master Chef Warren L. Booker Jr. here with the soon-to-be international webcast entitled The Potluck. Here at The Potluck, we eat whatever you bring. Have it's nasty, we're going to spit it out. I'm going to ask who cooked it. And remember to never bring potato salad with raisins in it. We don't eat that at The Potluck. Our kind don't eat that. So make sure that you don't do that. It's like everybody bought what they had today. We respect it. We didn't argue. I'm not mad. My blood pressure is good. And just because I disagree with you does not mean that we're arguing. It's just two people have a difference of opinion. And please realize that. And don't attack that person personally. Attack the issue at hand. And I really think that that's true communication. So with that being said, I am out. Priscilla, thank you so much for joining us. Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us. Summer, in your absence with your dead phone, thank you for joining us. And people, have a great night. Pine Bluff, I love you. And I want to see you grow. We're not dead. We're yet alive. Have a great day.
Good night.
Good night.